You already know that the way you're analyzing games isn't working. Clicking through the game review and nodding at your mistakes is clearly not helping you improve. Trust me, I was doing the exact same thing. But then I learned from a professional chess player the proper way to analyze your games. What I'm about to show you in this video is a simple step-by-step process that you can repeat. It's helped me reach 1800 ELO and is the direct reason why I've won a few tournaments. In this video, I'll walk through one of my most recent games and analyze it live with you guys. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you're going to see firsthand how I go about analyzing my games and what has got me to this level. I'm going to start my timer now so we can see exactly how long this takes. Before we get started, here's a quick recap of the 5 steps that go into analyzing your games. Now for step 1 of this process, I have a course that I use from E4, so I'm going to reference that rather than referencing Stockfish on the browser. So when I go look at the first few moves of my course, we can see that I know for sure I'm in theory here. Let's go here. Let's look at the first move where there is a possibility where I might be out of theory. Alright, so the first move that is told to play is F4. I follow up with F4, so we're still in theory. They castle. I play what? Knight F3, that's the correct move. We're going to reference here once again. This is the next move on the thing. This is my first move out of theory. Right here, I am not supposed to play this move. So right now, from here, I'm going to go, I'm going to reference this, maybe go take a few peeks down the line, look at what I should have done. But now, because I know what I should have done, I remember right now, I'm supposed to play this move right here instead to block off this bishop. I don't know why I blanked on that. Yeah, so I'm playing here. So now I'm going to turn off my engine, and I'm going to close my course. It's done what I needed. I found out where I messed up. I found out why I messed up. We're now going to go into analyzing this game, which goes on to step 2. We're going to analyze without the engine, okay? And once again, you don't need to have a course. This is just something that I have. You don't need a course to do this properly. Honestly, any opening, like, I don't even need a course. I could have gone to Elite Chess. I could have watched a YouTube video. It's fine. Could have used Chessbook. Chessbook, please sponsor me. So now that we're in this situation, my first candidate move that I thought about playing was to take here. Looking at all the checks, captures, and attacks, the only captures I have is to sacrifice here. After this move right here, I don't really see anything. They can just move back and I have nothing to gain. Same here. After a move like here, boom, I'm probably going to have to take, I'm either dropping back here, but after something like this, I don't know if I like this. So I didn't really consider those moves. Plus, I wanted to keep this tension. I really, honestly want them to take me here because this gives me that open F file, and I get to develop with tempo. That was what I was going for, knowing the Vienna. So I decided to opt to take. Reason being, this also allows me to castle. I wanted to get out the center. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a decent move, and I've had this position quite a few times. They play this move, or they take back. I opt to go for this move right here. My thinking is that I want to restrict this knight from being able to come to these squares. Now some candidate moves that I could consider, because I kind of blitzed out that move as well. In this situation right here, a good move that could have happened is to castle. Now let's see what if I were to castle. The most forcing line would have been to either take, and I don't know what my opponent would have done. Maybe here. They also could have gone after my bishop, which might have been what likely would have happened. In this scenario right here, I think a good candidate move would be, instead of dropping back, to go here. Reason being, after this trade right here, I have a lot of pressure on this knight, but after, let's say, a move like this, I'm going to go back. Boom. Let's say I drop to here. Yeah, actually, this doesn't work out because no matter where I drop to, I'm dropping this pawn, and I don't like that. So I would have to drop this back. This is ugly. I don't want it. I feel like these pawns are really weak. This, yes, there's tension, which I guess is fine, but after I take, my queen is really stupid. And my opponent's going to be able to develop quick. I don't think I would like that. That's following that line. Let's say another forcing line would have been to, they plant their knight here, and I thought this was bad for me originally in the game. But now that I'm looking back, what I could do is to go here, force this trade to happen, and once again, I'm going to have this open line. And yeah, let's say they play any after this. I just have immense pressure on this knight, which I'm gonna win a pawn from. Looking back now, I think this would have been the better move in the future. And to contextualize this, I need to go ahead and get developed. Like there's no other thing to it. I just have to get developed. I don't have to be afraid of this thing. In fact, this is something that we want. We want my queen over here to join the attack. So I just gotta prioritize my development. I don't do that. It doesn't happen. I go here. Now my opponent goes here. Obviously I take back. We don't have to think about that. Bishop e6. Now the move I played in the game was this move. I will say this was a move I completely disregarded. And I only played it because I realized I spent too much time thinking about this move. But this is a mistake. But I'm going to look through the candidate moves and see what those had to offer. This was my first move. I discarded it. I ended up playing the game, but I discarded it when I had my thinking process. The first thought I had was to go back. But after a move like this, I thought this was bad for me. But now, looking at this on the physical board, this isn't bad because, one, this knight's extremely stupid. It can't rejoin the game except for to go back here. And this also allows me to one castle. And then I get to expand in the center now that this pawn is now protected by my bishop. I didn't want to take, and I'm glad I didn't take because this would have been a bad move. Yeah, I think the correct move would have just been to go back. Because I can't go here because after this, I'm actually losing a pawn. So I think the move that I wanted to play would have been fine here. And then after a move like, I don't know, here, maybe we can go here now, forcing this to happen. And we have a threat here, and after something like this, castle, I think this would have been fine. This actually would have been a really good position to have, I think. I prefer my position here. So yeah, they take, this forcing line happens. This is what I didn't want. Next thing I thought about doing was either going here or castling. I decided castle. I just blitzed out this move. I'm not going to think too much about it because I'm getting my king out the center. I don't think that's a bad thing. And honestly, we're getting really far into this, and I know that you've seen like how my thought process is for these first few moves, so I'm going to skip to the key parts now. We go here, we go back. Now, I do think this is a key moment. I know I just said I'm going to skip to the key parts, but I think this was a key moment. The move I considered in this situation right here was to, one, put my knight here. The move I played actually was b3. So it was between b3, putting my knight here, and going backwards. Okay. I did not want to bring my rooks to the center because I was not ready to trade. Because, one, I didn't want to bring my knight back. And if I move this, I'm losing this pawn. And I'm already down one pawn. So looking at the first move that I really discarded, going back here. Reason I discarded it was because after this, I didn't want to have to go here to keep, a piece. And I just thought, my rooks are now disconnected. It's not good. This is a strong knight. I just kind of allowed this. Didn't like that. Next move I considered was here. Reason being, it's kind of, one, if this goes back, I think what I might have done is gone here. No, I wouldn't have. That's a lie. Because I still hang this pawn. I might go here. Because I'm not afraid of this trade. It's kind of rivens up my pawn structure. I can figure something out over there. Actually, that would have been bad. Hold up. But I ended up playing this move right here. The other move to consider was, boom, boom. I thought after this... Yeah, I just don't like the fact that this pawn is hanging in all lines. Even if I move this here, like, boom, boom, I'm losing, and they're infiltrating with the rooks. So I didn't play it here. I ended up playing b3, so this is protected, and now I can enable a lot of the other stuff I was thinking about doing. Opponent went here. I went here. Okay. Now this seems stupid, and it probably is if I look back with the engine. My thought process was, boom, I wanted to force this knight to come back to the middle, which I know sounds counterproductive to what I was thinking earlier. But my thought process was, after this move right here, I can put some pressure, and this buys me time to double up, and it makes them react to my moves rather than me reacting to what they were doing. I think a better move in this position, if I were looking at it now, once again, this is a possible move. looking at the most forcing lines, I don't know if I'm better here. Just being completely honest. I don't know. After something like this, I can't really extract more from the position, I don't think. They go here. Yeah, I ended up going b5. They go here. I think what I thought was after a move like this, I think what I wanted to do was to come back here, force them here, and then go here. And rework around here. I think that's what my thought process was. Now I at least have the file, but it can easily be one back. I don't know. Yeah, we get here. They go here, which I thought was not good. I go here, developing with tempo. I wanted to put my knight in center board. I'm pretty positive this is the best move. They go back, obviously. I put pressure here. I'm threatening to win piece, obviously. Because boom, boom, oh, boom. I'm threatening to win a piece. So I think this was the best move. I decided to move my A rook rather than my F rook because this F rook has a nice view to this weak pawn. It's not really weak right now, but it could be weak in the future. And this rook really wasn't doing anything now that the queen was protecting this pawn. So I moved here. Boom. Boom. I decided to try to double up. Boom. I decided to give up this e-file. I'm playing for checkmate. If you look at the time difference, I'm 6 versus 3. I know this is not the best move, but I think this is a decent plan. When I go back and review this with the engine, I think I'm going to be happy if this is like the second or third option. Because I'm really playing against the clock right now, which the engine can't account for. We shall see, though, when I go back and analyze. Boom. They take here. Yeah, I sacrifice here. And this was a bad sacrifice. I think I find a continuation out of it, but this was just a really bad sacrifice. My thought process was here. Boom. Boom. And now we're chilling. We're doing great. What I forgot to account for was the follow-up. Boom. And goodness gracious, that hit me hard. That was just simply a miscalculation. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I go back. They take. I opt to take here. Because whenever this happens, I can take here. And then once they take, I can retreat my bishop. There's nowhere for this knight to go. Now, I know this is the best move. They give a desperado, we're in this position right here. I'm going to guess it's like a -3 eval bar right now. So now I'm playing for like tricks and checkmate. My move first was to go back here. I wanted to avoid all types of queen trades as possible, but I also wanted to get my bishop defended. They go here. I defend my bishop. It's all good. They go here, and I got worried because this gives up this. I'm going to lose a piece. Yeah, block it. Boom. They go here, kind of reinforcing this. I go back. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the best move. I'm somehow defending. This pawn's protected, even though this seized by my queen. No piece can go here. That just, loses a piece. I'm not afraid of any checks. I'm not afraid of any checks because boom. My opponent goes here. And now this is where I started having a little bit of a long think. I think the first move I really considered was to go here. But I thought after something like this, or maybe even this, I just didn't have enough for the position. And I didn't like it. So what I opted for was to go here, protect this pawn. After this, my thought process was, let's say they make a bad move, and they go here, and then they go here. My thought process was, we're going to get this right here. And I'm going for this stalemate pattern. Okay, that was my thought process. Looking back, let's see if there's a better move. Going here kind of holds everything together. I think though he can just run this pawn up the board and kind of blow stuff up, and I don't like that. I kind of need to play aggressive. So he takes, I take. He goes here, offering queen trade, kind of messes everything up because it also blocks this. So I decided to play this move quick. Boom, get out of there. I'm trying to play quick, and now I will say I blitz out, and I really bullet out the rest of the moves because it's 2 minutes versus 33 seconds. So we get here. I'm not gonna take too much time to analyze this because I wasn't thinking anymore. But we get to this position right here. Reason I blunder, I started pre-moving. Boom. Go back. Boom. It's 0.3 to 0.1 seconds. Boom. Anyways, this is how the game ends. I lose with 0.6 left on the clock. I was going to get checkmated if time wasn't an issue. So, we've gotten through the second step of this whole thing. I know this took a long time. We're 30 minutes in right now. I'm not going to show you all 30 minutes for obvious reasons. But now we're on to step 2 of this, where I've gone through, thought about my game, thought about the moves that I played, why I did it, what I thought a better continuation was after finding that on my own. I found a few key moves that I think I could have found a better move for. So now what we're going to do is turn on the engine and see what the engine suggests versus what I did. Yeah, so we're here. This is my first move out of theory, by the way. Knight A4. Now, was this the best move? Yes, Knight A4 was the best move. Cool, I played it. Knight X B6, so I played the best move still. They go here. So now if we give Stockfish some time to think, the top 2 moves in this situation are both C3 and just castling. So I'm fine with the move I played, which was C3. I'm not going to analyze any further. I think I went a little bit too deep. Obviously, I take it back with the bishop. They go here. Now, the move I considered in this position was Knight G5. We found out it was wrong. The move that I thought, whenever doing my own analysis, would be better would have been to go here. I think this is what I resulted on. Yeah, I went here, which this drops the advantage to about -6 versus the best move, according to the engine, is to take here. And this is equal, like straight up equal, or plus 0.8. So I think I like this position a little bit more, just for my own personal taste. And the engine doesn't have a big disagreement, so I'm going to be okay with that. I play a bad move. We're going to skip through this forced line, essentially. I castle, which was the best move. The 2 moves I thought about were going here, here. Knight D4 is the top computer line. And right now it's -2. Oh my goodness, I was getting cooked. And I didn't play anything close to the top move. I played Queen D3. It's not even a bad move. It's actually pretty close to the ones that they gave me. So I'm not going to be too upset at that. We're going to look for the big mistakes. I go Queen here. I go to Queen C2. Here, here. Now this was actually a decent error that I played. Let's see why. I should have played Queen D5. Okay. This is the move that the engine wants me to play. Let's think about why now, because this is not a move I even considered. This feels very congested, but now looking back at it, there's no good moves at this. Like, if they go here, I can just drop back to Queen H5. Wow, they want me to go ultra aggressive. Which I get, yeah, I gotta play for tricks now. But also, if they go back here, like, they're blocking their bishop, that's fine. No other piece can get here, obviously. So I just have to remember to play more aggressive, follow the principle of put my pieces on the opponent's side of the board. That would help me out there. Alright, we go Queen C2 is what I played. They played Rook E6. I played B3. Knight D4 is still the top move, which is actually the first move I considered if we go back. This is the move I really thought was the best move. Yeah, Knight D4, Rook F6, dropping the bishop back. Yeah, so I had the right idea. I just didn't play it. The second best move is ironically this move, B4, which is what I played in a wrong order. Yeah, this is just not a good move. They go here, kind of gives me back the advantage. I ended up playing the best move now. I played B4. That is the best move. They go here. I play the best move, which is B5. And it's -1.7, which is manageable. I play Knight D4, which was the best move. We're fine. We're chugging along. They go back here. Oh, wow. In this position right here, the best move is to sacrifice. And I'm not let's see why.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest, that's a really deep line, and I don't think I'm gonna sacrifice in that position. I go here. It's not even that bad. This is almost equal to what I was doing. Rook A, E8 is what is played. They still want me to sacrifice, but the next best move is Queen D3. I guess, yes, defending this piece for obvious reasons. I went here. Yeah, this is actually just a bad move. This is just an inaccuracy. Because of, yeah, not because of what they played, actually. Because of this. I just lost an unnecessary pawn. Even after this, I guess they can always reinforce right here. And I have nothing. So yeah, I can't give my opponent time to gather more material. I gotta play active. Lesson learned for this one. Yeah, we go here. They go back. Stockfish wants me to take Queen xe7, and then Queen c1 is the move that... Okay, looking this... Probably sacrifice here once again. They were really wanting to sacrifice. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, we get here. I don't, do that for obvious reasons. They take here. I take here. So right now it's -3. Taking here, it's -3.9. Goodness. -3.9, yeah. I'm -4. They go here. They find the best move. Bishop x g7 or bishop g5. They're both about the equal. So I found they actually wanted me to go here first. Oh, wow. What about after this? Bishop c1. I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah, this is a big mistake they played. So I found the right continuation. They play this move. Bishop g5 is the correct move. They take here, Desperado, King h. And actually now I thought it was minus like 3 or 4. This is only -1, which is 1.6, which is still crazy, but Bishop d2 is the best move. I don't think I'm playing that. I want to play more active. Should we go here? It's still -1.4, so it's fine. Boom. They once again want me to go Bishop d2, but g3 is a top computer line, so I'm okay with that. I found it. Boom. This is the... Or, en passant. Yeah. Queen f1, Queen g2 are the top moves now. Yeah, but what after? Knight f3, I guess. Gives me a little bit more options. I'm not messing with it, but it makes sense. We're here. Knight g5. Only Knight g5. Wait. Yeah. I calculated this, by the way. I just thought... I didn't think this was good for me. And apparently this is fine. This is manageable. It's still losing completely, but... Yeah, I didn't think that was good for me. So we go here. Queen d2. Which is the right idea. Yep. Boom. We get to the end. Queen d8 is what I played. Let's see. Now we're going to skip through these last few moves because I bulleted it. And I didn't actually take the time to think. Oh, it's equal here. Hold up. Yeah, here it's equal. No, it's still equal here. This, Queen e2, and it's completely equal. Right here. That is so interesting. This bishop is like holding everything down. I didn't realize that. Wow. If I had more time, I think I could have figured this out maybe. But yeah, we go here. It's still equal. Yeah. This is just pre-moving now is the reason why I ended up losing here. I had to go here. But yeah, actually I got back to an equal position. And I lost some time. Yeah, so now that we've gone through the entire game, you've actually just seen steps 3 through 5, which is, going back, looking with the engine, seeing the moves applicable to your mind, if it makes sense to you, understanding the moves, and then rinse and repeating until the game is over. This took me a grand total of 43 minutes, okay? Which is a long, long time for one 10-minute rapid game. But I think I did learn a lot. Just for a really, 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 really quick recap. Of this game, just for reference, played with 71% accuracy, so it wasn't amazing. So yeah, found out what I did wrong in the opening. Ignore this, it's not what my course says, even though it's the best move. Found out what I did wrong in the opening. I knew my mistake. Yeah, and I just learned I have to play a little bit more aggressively. That's the thing I can take away from this game. I have to play a little bit more aggressively, not retreat and react as much to my opponent's moves. That's the lesson I can take away from this game. I can now go into my next game, 1, having a better opening, but 2, I'm now in my head and be like, 1, or I don't know what number I'm on. I have to be like, I know that I'm going to calculate a lot, and I have to remember which one I discarded, because that is what led to this blunder right here. I already knew in my head it was bad. Didn't see it. Here, once again, moving my queen up, getting ready to rotate it over. We got to get aggressive. I was still playing very reactionary to what they were going on, just kind of letting myself get steamrolled. And then just playing the moves that I think might be better the first time. Like I do know a little bit about what I'm doing. I didn't go through with my plans. So that's what I can take from this game. I do hope this was a little bit helpful. I know this is a little bit longer than what we normally do, but I really thought it would be beneficial if you could see my thought process through every single move. Because I've never seen a video where somebody else does it who's unless they're like a grandmaster, and I think that's not applicable always to somebody who can't always see the best move. So I hope this was a little bit helpful. Once again, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm definitely gonna make a lot of mistakes, but I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.